If you are like some others that like sitting in front of the TV with a diet, Coke or a beer on a free day from work, and watching the Got Talent shows, Britain or America, I'm very sure you wouldn't have missed Sydnie Christmas. When she got up onto that stage, everything turned magical, and just like everyone else, you would have felt you were in a real Disney movie. She was so good that she won the 2024 Britain's Got Talent show. However, that doesn't mean that everything that is glamorous is gold, and certainly not the life of our fairy angel from Britain's Got Talent, Sydnie Christmas. What exactly is the story of our fairy princess behind the camera and off the stage? This is what Britain's Got Talent didn't tell you about Sydnie Christmas. Sydnie Christmas was born in Graves in Kent, town with some historical significance and only a short distance from the country's capital city. Growing up, she had this great desire to perform and had the raw material and the ambition of turning into a professional. In the highly competitive world of dramatic art, she did sing and record her first song when she was just 4 years old. She had explained this, and it was also supported by her grandma, who said she had always sang since she was a little girl, but before her dreams of being a singer, she was a rugby player. However, in pursuit of her dream, she sought admission at the DNB Academy of Performing Arts, which is in the United Kingdom for young and vibrant performers. There she formally began her acting training by acquiring the ABCs of acting, singing, and dancing. This establishment in performing arts groomed her to compete for opportunities and shaped the performer in her that she later became. Over the years, she was consistent with her passion, and in 2014 she graduated from DANDB, eager to explore the professional theatre. Some of us, not all, must have seen Sydnie before her coming onto the stage of BGT and dazzling all of us after her graduation from DNG. Sydnie dabbled in a couple of on-screen actions. Sydnie's on-stage debut came in the acclaimed production of Lazarus at the King's Cross Theatre. This viewing of a jukebox musical based on David Bowie's music was her first exposure to the professional sphere of the theatre. After the successful run of Lazarus, Sydnie expanded her versatility by dancing in big cruise ships such as Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas and the Quantum of the Seas. It is there that she was able to perform in high-octane shows such as Grease and Starlight Express, and as a result she advanced her talent as well as exercise her versatility performing for people on sea cruises. This, however, didn't mean that Sydnie's path was a bed of roses. In fact, she had a couple of troubles on screen. In 2016 and 2017, Sydnie Christmas appeared on Stage School, an E4 reality show that followed aspiring performers through the demanding and often dramatic world of performing arts training. The series, which was compared to Glee and to showed the real situation of students aspiring to be actors, singers, dancers, with focus on their relationships and rehearsals. Performances, Sydnie's talent shone through, quickly setting her apart from her peers. One viewer even remarked, "Finally someone who can sing on Stage School." Sydnie, her strong voice and stage presence caught the audience's attention, making her a standout on the show. While Stage School gave her a platform, it also presented the challenges and pressures that come with a career in the arts, offering Sydnie an early glimpse into the realities of life in the spotlight. After facing setbacks and feeling her career had reached a standstill, Sydnie Christmas made a bold decision to audition for Britain's Got Talent in 2024. It is from a moment of the humorous introduction that the audience and the judges warmed up to her. In a lighter note, she said her name was Sydnie Christmas, her middle name being Mary, and fully her full name was Sydnie Merry Christmas. This diverted remark instantly fired up the laughter of everybody who was in the room. When asked what she did, Sydnie explained she held a receptionist position in a gym, and when she was asked what she wanted to do, she said she would like to do something she hadn't done publicly in a lot of years. Singing, she said that the song she sang at the audition was Tomorrow from Annie, and that it was the first time she had ever sung in her childhood, and it had been 24 years since she sang it. Both the Judges and the audience was shocked by her because she didn't even look her age. One bit Amanda Holden even said that Sydnie looked like she was 24 and Sydnie chuckled and said that she was 28 when she said she would be singing. Tomorrow Simon Cowell had a visible reaction. Apparently it was one of the least favorite songs in the list because it is quite challenging to sing. He said it half-jokingly. Tomorrow is a demanding song from the 1977 musical Annie that is known to practically test vocal nerves of singers. However, Sydnie was determined not to be affected by Simon's response. This convinced her more to give it a try and show him how capable she was. Shortly after, Sydnie changed the atmosphere into the room, and everyone watched with admiration as she began her performance. The performance was very emotional yet strong. She was able to impart her soul and creativity into the song, making a common track special to herself. Subsequent commentators would term her as masterful with diction and timing. Some even went as far as saying it had a gospel feel with the overhead emotions touching everyone present. The people listening became quiet and touched by the emotion that was expressed. Some were seen to be crying when she was done. A loud appreciation and standing ovation from the audience, and more so the four judges ensued. Bruno Tonoli described her for stopping performance as a very energetic person and said that she was art while dancing, adding that she was able to mesmerize everyone and get a demand for more. After noticing Sydnie's personality, both Alicia Dixon and Amanda Holden said, "You've got it all going on in that. Tomorrow like that was the best they had." Heard flooded with the energy of the crowd. Sydnie looked in disbelief of what Amanda did next. Amanda pressed the golden buzzer and golden confetti rained down on her as she had made it to the semi-finals. Not only did she succeed in entertaining everyone, she also impressed even Simon Cowell, who had initially said she made a wrong choice of song to sing. Despite his strict critiques, he said that while normally he does not like the song, Sydnie did a brilliant job. The genuine reaction of Sydnie was on evident one. She knelt down in front of the screen on the stage, visibly shaking with emotions. She later exited the stage. To loud applause hugged her family off stage and relished what still looked like a result of her efforts all those years. Sydnie Christmas went on to charm more audiences as she moved to the semifinal and final stage and became the winner in 2024. In the semifinals, she sang Paul Anka's hit song My Way that gave emphasis on her ability to control the music. She was quite fierce and energetic, delivering her lines which showed confidence when performing on stage and can thus be considered as a contender. Everybody enjoyed this particular and she was very into it, thus becoming an audience favorite. In the final, Sydnie was crowned the grand winner when she impressed everyone with her performance of I Dreamed a Dream from the movie musical Les Miserables. Her singing was full of passion and emotion, and her voice was strong and deep. The audience as well as the judges could feel her energy in each note she sang. She reflected honesty and passion which brought visible tears to audience members in response, together with her strong stage personality which made her performance remarkable. In particular, Sydnie exhibited exceptional vocal skills in her live shows, including the quality of her voice as well as her control over it, including her ability to feel the songs and convey their meaning, not only through words but with her voice as well. She was also endowed with the ability to transition from smooth, sensual words to raspy belt-like notes, making every song a voyage within the song. Her body language on stage included self-assurance and tremendous charm and helped her captivate the audience throughout each performance as if they were becoming part of the story she was telling. After the angelic singing and winning hearts and money at the BGT, Sydnie decided that it was time for her to release an album. Her victory created an opening in the hearts of fans, and on September the 20th, 2024, she released her debut album My Way, marking a monumental moment in her career. The album's release was highly anticipated and it did not disappoint. Sydnie's album My Way is a reflection of Her incredible journey from being an unknown talent to being the winner of the show. The album depicts her extraordinary emotional depth and vocal range, even though it is her debut album. Why she was set aside during the show still came to play. If we can all remember, from the moment she graced the stage, it was clear that she was unique and had the ability to connect with her audience. This debut album takes the connection a tad further, offering listeners an intimate look at her musical journey. The Day I See and Lonely. It is important to note that Sydnie selected all songs on the album individually, and each one was selected based on a particular style or sound. The track list of the album covers everything from American show tunes to modern pop ballads and demonstrates her strong vocal range, sensibility, and remarkable talent for the interpretative rendition of songs. One of the songs that deserves special attention is Sydnie's My Way, which is originally sung by Frank Sinatra. She has a modern touch on this masterpiece, and it shows the essence of her creativity in the best form. Another noticeable track is Tomorrow, the song that saw Sydnie receive the coveted Golden Buzzer when she auditioned for BGT. As often is the case with songs that are popular with the masses, Sydnie also has a version of this popular tune from the musical Annie with a fresh flavor. She can sing and express her emotions in a genuinely emotional way without losing the volume and power of her voice. This act, which was one of the most fantastic in her BGT performance, is unforgettable and is now on her album and remains touching. It also contains Over the Rainbow, something that every person with a dream would like to hear. Here, Sydnie has proved that she can deliver different songs in different ways, yet make them new and meaningful. These tracks, together with other songs of the album, guarantee that listening to Sydnie as an artist is always challenging, inspiring, and diverse, whilst maintaining the touch of individuality and passion of the singer. My Way is not just a collection of songs, it is a deeply personal project for Sydnie. Many of the tracks reflect her own journey and experiences, adding an authentic layer of meaning to her performances. Her connection to the lyrics is evident in every note, drawing listeners into her world and making them feel as if they are experiencing the song with her. This emotional depth has been one of the most praised aspects of her work, with critics and fans alike noting how her vulnerability and honesty shine through in her performances. The album garnered highly positive reviews from the press when it was first released, while many fans were impressed with Sydnie's voice, particularly her powerful and versatile voice control, her singing power, and passion in performing pieces. People became touched to respond approvingly, most commending her for maintaining her grounded demeanor. Despite her rising stardom, BGT participants always remained popular among the audience, and Sydnie's path from the show to her solo album is filled with a sequel, and fans are waiting for her further developments. Finally, the song My Way can be looked at as the evidence of the talent shown by Sydnie Christmas and the effort achieved in the process of her way to fame in the world of music. Tomorrow, that was not the end of her success on Britain's Got Talent. As a stage performer, Sydnie has an ability to move her audience emotionally as well as showing her vocal talent.